What is going on, good people? Welcome back to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. Before we get into the show, as usual, please hit that subscribe button. We got 300 subscribers. You could be 301 or 2 or 3 or 5 or you could be one of the numbers over 300. Also hit that like button, hit the share button, let everyone else know what we're talking about. But we have come to not do a full review, but kind of talk about the 2018 WWE UK tournament that was just last week. We forgot about it, so we late. So, but it's what we do. We always late for something. But DJ, any overall thoughts before we kind of get into kind of going match by match, giving a little bit of thought on each match?
Overall, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was as good as last year. Maybe it's just because it was the first one or whatever. For me, and maybe because I just wasn't as into it as I was last year. Last year I watched the bracketology. We talked about it beforehand. And that kind of gets you a little bit more excited for it too. Like this one, we kind of just got thrown into it. We didn't get to watch the first round either. So that kind of maybe took away from it too. But I don't know. Like I just couldn't get behind some of the characters. Like some of the characters, I was just like, eh. And it felt like last year, like for the most part, pretty much 90% of the guys, I was like, oh, I didn't know them, but 90% of the guys, I was like, oh, okay, I want this guy to win. I'm excited for this guy. I'm excited to see this guy. And for whatever reason, this year I just didn't feel like I was as into it. I was excited. I was glad I watched it. In hindsight, I am glad that I watched it because it's been so long since I feel like I've watched anything ever. I hadn't watched Impact in like 3 weeks. I hadn't watched NXT in like 3 or 4 weeks. So like, it felt like it had been a long time since I had watched wrestling content. So it was fun to see something that was still in a different, in another way, like different too. So I was excited.
Yeah, I think you and I are completely opposite in that because I was excited for it. I was definitely into it. There was a lot more guys in this that I had known, so I was more excited about it. I'm surprised DJ wasn't more excited about it. There was a couple ICW guys in here. DJ loves ICW, you know. But only thing I didn't like was that, like DJ said, they didn't show the first round, which I think was dumb. And also, I know the first round was at the Download Festival, where NXT does shows every year now. But maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. But I typed in the festival on WWE Network, and they didn't even have the first round anywhere on the network that I could see, which I think
Well,
is dumb.
I think too. What took away from the show a little bit was I like the whole like takeover type thing that they tried to do with the last match. Because that's pretty much kind of what it was. It was like basically an NXT takeover with some of these guys from the tournament, some other kind of random matches sprinkled in. But I felt like it didn't take away from the tournament, but it felt like last year, like that second episode, pretty sure that's how they did it. That second episode was all pretty much all the tournament, or at least I think it was. I think last year was the final four. I think it was like that those final 2 rounds, and then they had some other matches sprinkled in.
I think what the difference between last year and this year is, I think if I remember correctly, the first night was round 1 and 2, and then night 2 was the semifinals and finals. If I remember correctly, I think that's how they did it. So both nights were fully tournament, but like you said, the second night felt more like almost like a takeover. But and also one of my favorite wrestlers from the UK got eliminated in the first round. I love El Ligero, and they eliminate that man in the bruh. Anyway, I did like the opening video package with Johnny Saint. That was cool. I think anytime you have a video package or something with a legend like that, it makes it feel that much bigger. I like that. Also, July 28th and 29th will officially begin the NXT UK brand, which I'm definitely excited for. Any thoughts on either of those before we move on?
Yeah, I did like the video package because I like kind of that introduction to that new like NXT UK GM, and I'm excited for this NXT UK thing that they have been saying was going to happen for a year, and then they stopped talking about it, and now they just randomly were like, "Hey, remember we said that? Yeah, you know, we gonna actually do it now." Yeah, so like I'm excited for that. I want to see how they book it on the network though. As far as like, are they gonna have like this big promotion of like, you know, this time, you know, during the week, this day during the week, this is when they're going to do it, or are they going to record in advance, kind of similar to what they did with the tournament, record in advance and then release them kind of on a weekly basis or something. Like I don't know. I kind of wonder how that's going to go, especially with the somewhat of a disconnect between the UK audience and the US audience from a time zone perspective, from you know, with the times and everything. So that's what I'm most curious about, is what they're going to do with the whole booking of that show and promotion and all of that.
Yeah, and then it goes to like so much content again, you know, and like they said, there's going to be, you know, the obviously the UK title division. There's going to be a tag team division there. There's going to be a women's division. So obviously that's going to add 2 more titles to WWE in general, which I don't think necessarily is going to be an issue as long as you keep them just on the NXT UK show. You know, don't bring it over to Raw or SmackDown. Don't bring it over to the regular NXT. Don't bring it over to 205 Live. Um, I think if you just keep it there, it's fine. But anyway, getting into the actual show, our first match was Jack Kelleher versus Zack Gibson in the first quarterfinal match. I thought this was a hell of a match to open the show. I loved Jack's sunset over the top rope, transitioning into a sleeper. I've never seen something like that before, so that was kind of cool to see something new like that. Um, Zack Gibson did win via submission, but I like that they had guys like Jack Kelleher in the tournament, because last year I think one of our minor complaints was that we had guys on the WWE roster that were from the UK, but they weren't in the tournament, like Jack Kelleher. So having him in there was kind of cool. Obviously, I knew he wasn't gonna advance.
Was he not in the tournament last year? Was the Cruiserweight Classic is what I'm thinking of?
He was in the Cruiserweight Classic, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, DJ, thoughts on the first quarterfinal match?
Yeah, I thought it was good. For whatever reason, I thought Jack was gonna win. Probably because I didn't know Zack Gibson, so I thought Gallagher was gonna definitely win this. But I thought it was a good fit. I thought the matchup style was a good fit with Gallagher being kind of still a showman, even though he's more of a serious guy now. He's still a showman in a certain degree too. So I like that, and kind of Gibson's lack of regard, his kind of lack of sportsmanship, and kind of being more serious. I think that's what made this match that good. I love that second rope lung blower. That was hot. I like that. And then the headbutt reversal. I've never seen a like a 2 boots reversal with a headbutt. Usually they just kind of move out of the way. But I like the 2 boots reversal. That was nice. That was a good touch that you really not used to seeing with that particular move.
Yeah. Second semi or quarterfinal match was Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff. This match was one I was really looking forward to. 2 guys that we've at least I have watched a lot in ICW. Apparently, DJ not that big of a fan of ICW as he claims to be. But I was definitely excited for this match. I knew it would be, you know, a hard-hitting match with these guys who are also very athletic for being big guys. The shoulder tackles in the beginning were awesome, and then the running shoulder tackles on the outside, I thought that was pretty cool too. Just kind of showing both of their power. Um, Definitely a really good match. I would have been happy either way if, you know, whether Dave or Joe won, but Joe Coffey does win in advance. DJ.
Man, this Dave Mastiff is a big fella. Like he a big fella. I like I was like, bruh, this man. But I did love that German suplex on him though. That was epic. I like Joe Coffey. I could not figure out this man's name for the life of me. Like through this first and like second round, I'm like Joe Pompey, Joe Stompy, Joe Kamopti. What's this man's name? Somebody spell it for me. I know it's in his Titantron, but I wasn't paying attention to his Titantron until like the third round. I'm like, oh, I got it now. Coffee, like the
He when he walks out, his name comes onto him.
I didn't look at that. Obviously, as you can see, I didn't look at that. Some of the entrances I skipped too in the very beginning. Or I think I was cleaning at this point, so I was cleaning and watching. So I wasn't really paying attention to the entrances or the lower thirds. But thanks though. But I thought this was good. I think I was surprised that as I have him listed here, Joe Pompey who won this match. But other than that, it was good though. I like Joe Coffey though. I like him, and I like his name. I like the Coffey.
You don't even know his name.
Yeah, I didn't know it at this point.
Then we had Flash Morgan Webster versus Jordan Devlin. This one I know DJ and I were split on because DJ loved Jordan Devlin last year, and I've been following Flash Morgan Webster for a while. I was definitely excited that he was in the tournament. So I was you know waiting to see DJ's thoughts on this match, but I liked it. I thought it was a good match. I felt like it needed time to heat up, like to get, you know, into it. I felt like it started a little bit slow, but you know it turned into a good match. I do love Devlin's avalanche Spanish fly. I love Spanish flies in general, but when you do it from the top rope, that bruh. But my boy Flash Morgan Webster defeated the once great Jordan Devlin. DJ?
Yeah, I came into this match and I was actually kind of like I don't know who I want to win because I watched the video package on Flash Morgan Webster and I'm like I likes this man though. I likes him. I likes him though. So like I was like I don't know because I do like Jordan Devlin. I was excited that they brought him back, and it was weird because I expected like some of the returners or like guys who had already been on the roster to win some of these matches, and nope. So like that tricked me a little bit. The like you said, the Avalanche Spanish Fly, awesome, amazing, awesome. I love Flash Morgan's character. I don't really know what it is exactly, but I like it. I likes it as I got here. I likes the Flash. I likes this Flash here. And I don't know what his finish is, but I likes it though. But I did enjoy this match. I think it's one of the best first round matches. The false finishes were good. The story told within it was good. I was definitely like this match had me wanting Flash Morgan Webster to win the whole thing. It really did. Like after this match, I was like, he got to win. No, he got to win. Come on, he got to.
Then we got the Kiwi Buzzsaw Travis Banks. I love this man versus Ashton Smith. I feel like there's always at least one person in these tournaments where like, who that though? And Ashton Smith was that for me because I was like, I don't know this man. I ain't never seen him before. Who is he?
It's like, is that Desmond Xavier?
Yes, is that you? I love Travis Banks, like I said, especially, when he gets intense like he did, towards the end of this match with, the screaming and the grunting and all that. I like that. But I was also impressed with Ashton Smith. I would definitely like to see kind of more of him. Hopefully they bring him back for the NXT UK show. I think he's one of those guys I would definitely like to see more of, just to kind of get a better idea of like who he is, what kind of character he is and stuff like that. Um, but definitely a really good match. Travis Banks won. I wasn't surprised. He's a lot more well known, I think, than Ashton Smith is. DJ?
I need to know how many Kiwis did he go through though? Like how many Kiwis does he go through on a daily basis? I need to know. I need to know. I need to know.
This not.
That's what it said though. It said the Kiwi buzz, so I thought he kind of ate the Kiwis up. Like, I thought.
They talking about like the bird, like the kiwi, the bird. There's a bird. It's called a kiwi.
Oh, I thought he meant the fruit, the fruity kiwi.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't. Maybe I don't know.
I thought the selling was amazing in this match, though. I thought it was really good. It was very believable. I loved it. That was like my one point from this match. I was like, the selling in this match is awesome. I didn't know who was gonna win this one either, because I don't know either one of them. I did like Ashton Smith though. I was like, is this Desmond Xavier though? Because he did some of the stuff Desmond Xavier be doing. I was like, he did some stuff. What would Rabbit say here?
Move nobody.
he did some stuff. Oh boy, what does Rabbit be saying? I'm trying to think of one of the words that Rabbit would say about Desmond Xavier. But anyway, I thought it was good though. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked
it. Next, we had a non-tournament triple threat #1 contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship, which I thought was pretty cool. We had Toni Storm versus Killer Kelly versus Isla Dawn. The only thing I didn't like about this match was that I felt like it was way too predictable. Like, obviously, Kelly and Isla weren't gonna win, and they've really, when they've had Toni Storm on like NXT or whatever, I feel like they've really been pushing her, So it was just too predictable for me. I did like the booking of the match itself, though, where, with them having kind of Toni being taken out a lot, so more of the focus was on Kelly and Isla, so you kind of got to see a little bit more of them. The focus wasn't just on Toni Storm, so I thought that was good booking right there. But obviously Toni Storm won because, like, obviously. DJ?
I think this is the match I was thinking of, if I'm not mistaken. But like this match felt like it was short to me. I don't know if it was because it wasn't part of the tournament or whatever. But it did feel like it was kind of short. But I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't good. It just felt like it was a little bit short. Like you said, I agree. It was predictable. I mean, everybody and their mama and their daddy and their grandpappy knew that Toni Storm was going to win this because, I mean, why not? Why not? But I was excited to see Toni Storm back. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen Toni Storm. So I was just surprised. Like I don't like it, and I thought it was funny that when they showed Shayna Baszler, it was like they showed her like she wasn't supposed to be there, and I'm like, she got to defend the title like tomorrow. Like I don't think you understand. but other than that, it was good. It was good though. It was just a little shorter than I expected.
Yeah. Then we have the first semifinal match: Flash Morgan Webster versus Zack Gibson. I love the knees, right out of the gate, kind of, taking you kind of by surprise. Then the flying head scissors swinging around the ring post was awesome. I feel like we haven't really seen something like that in a while. I think we've seen it before. I don't remember who did it, but it's not something that you see every day. So it's like, okay, okay, oh, I see you. Get a man a title. Do it right now. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Dude. Get a man a title. Unfortunately, Ash didn't win. He was robbed. He was robbed. Yeah, that Gibson wins and moves on to the finals. DJ.
Um, I like this one too. I was excited. Like I said, I was like, "Come on, Flash, we got this, baby. We got this, baby. Come on." But I don't know. Like I like I wanted Flash to win this. See, and I'm still thinking Flash is gonna win because I'm like, okay, Pete Dunne's still a heel. You know, that guy's the heel face. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, he not. No. But I like that twisted DDT on the ramp. That was epic. That was beautiful. I liked it. But it was good though. I was disappointed that Flash didn't win. I think he should have won. I think he deserves it. I think I want to recount. I want to revote. We got to check the primaries. You know, we got to make sure we good on this because I need to know. I don't know what happened, but I don't like it, and I'm blaming collusion. I think this was predetermined or something. Like I think it was, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, I blame Russia. They rigged it again. They be rigging it again. You know.
And Justin, I blame Justin because
yeah,
always
it's just Justin. It's always. But anyway, next we got the second semifinal match: Travis Banks versus Joe Coffey. I loved Joe Coffey coming out selling, his ribs from the match before, and selling it before this match even started. I like that kind of, keeps that in the back of your mind that yes, he did just have, kind of a really intense match earlier in the night. So that was cool. Again, I would have been happy with either one of them winning. But also, obviously, if you watched it, Travis Banks did win. But after the match, Joe Coffey attacks him. So I kind of like that kind of, not only having the tournament, but because the, NXT UK shows coming up, that kind of helps you start building, storylines right there. I thought that was smart. But Travis Banks does win and to move on to the finals. DJ?
Yeah, I I like Joe Coffey selling the from the match before. I feel like we didn't really see that much in this tournament. We saw it a couple times. We saw it from Joe Coffey, and then we saw it from Travis Banks in the final. Um, but I love the Banks's drop kick reversal out of the discus elbow. I thought that looked nice. And I like you said, I like Joe Coffey's kind of turn at the end because I thought it made sense considering they're building. You got to have something to kind of build this show on, and I like that. That's kind of the first. That's the first big thing because I think that was one of the issues we had with the cruiserweights. We didn't have any storylines. We didn't have any storylines from the tournament. It was just like, and the tournament was great. Don't get me wrong, but like it was just like once it became, main roster esque, and once it became, there had to be storylines. There kind of there weren't any, and kind of this is a good thing about this. But another thing that kind of brought me back to last year's UK Championship tournament was when Jordan Devlin turned, he kind of made his heel turn official or whatever, and that was kind of weird because they didn't have any. So, but I'm excited. I think I think I glitched out a little bit for a little bit there.
Repeat everything you just said about.
I don't even remember everything I just said. I don't remember half the things I just said. But I was saying that I like that they have Joe Coffey's turn to set up this new UK show, because last year it felt like with Jordan Devlin turning there was nothing. It was it. It was just a turn, and it was like, oh well all right then, you know. And it kind of sets up a lot, you know, coming up with this NXT UK show. Because I mean, last year you had, you know, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and obviously Pete Dunne was the heel of the thing, but they didn't really get to build anything afterwards. You know, we kind of just had to wait for him to randomly appear on NXT or something. So I thought that was good. I thought that turn was good, and then it kind of makes sense with the ending result of the tournament, because now they can set this up as being kind of his first feud, and maybe even something that helps them build while they're building the title for you too.
Yeah. Then we had another non-tournament match. We had British Strong Style versus the Undisputed Era. I'm not always a huge fan of 6-man tags, just because I don't think they're always booked well. And you know, I don't know. I just don't like them usually. But I did like this one. I thought this one was booked well. I thought, you know, they all worked well together, and it wasn't too chaotic to where like you have no idea what's going on, or you're not sure what to focus on. Um, I loved Pete Dunne finally getting a bit of revenge on Roderick Strong for turning on him and joining Undisputed Era. I definitely like that, kind of keeping that storyline going a little bit. But definitely a good match. British Strong Style did win, so that kind of spoiled a match that they had a little bit later for me. But we'll get
Did
to
it? You would think they would flip that though. You because usually when you win that night, the next night, you know, you're not gonna. I don't know.
well, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll
Oh,
get to
we're talking about the same. I hope we're talking about the same match.
DJ thoughts on the 6-man tag.
It was good. I was excited for it. It was cool to see Tyler Bate. Every time Tyler Bate comes out in that wave, people look at me funny, and I'm just like, you just don't understand. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Okay, just don't get it. but I love I love when Bate was spinning everybody in this match. He was spinning every person ever. And the pendulum clothesline suplex combo was awesome. Thought it was awesome. There was a lot of awesome things in this match. It was a good 6-man tag match. And what are they called again? The Mustache Mountain and Pete Dunne. What are they called? British Strong Style. British Strong Style. Okay. I feel like they just stole that from Pete Dunne. Is all they did. Is all they did. They just stole that from Pete Dunne. I think he deserves credit. He deserves credit. But I thought it was good though. I was glad to see Undisputed Era. And with the match coming up on the next night, which I was kind of surprised about because I didn't know the card right offhand. I was excited because I felt like this match was definitely good. And like you said, I love Pete Dunne getting that little bit of revenge on Roderick Strong, because they may not even get to battle again. It feels like, especially if they kind of go their separate ways with this NXT UK show, and NXT kind of being their own separate thing.
Yeah. And then the main event for night one was the finals of the tournament. Travis Banks versus Zack Gibson. Great match for the finals. I love Banks, but I also kind of wanted to see Zack Gibson face Bill Coffey. I think that would have been an interesting match because they're both kind of brawlers. Travis Banks is too, but I don't know. I still thought it was a really good match. What did I try to write there? Yeah, but yeah, it was definitely a really good match. Who won this match? Because I put Travis Gibson, and that's not right.
Zack Gibson won the
Yeah,
match.
I was close. I was excited about both of them. I want both of them to win. So I wrote Travis Gibson won. That didn't happen. DJ.
I like this match. I just once I came to the realization that Zack Gibson was going to win, I was kind of upset because I didn't like it. Zack Gibson this whole tournament. I don't know what it was. I just wasn't a fan. There's just something about him. I just wasn't a fan. I don't know if he came off too generic to me or what, but like I just was not a fan of Zack Gibson at all. But it was good though. The match was good. It was a good final match. I thought it was weird that like this entire tournament pretty much ended on this one show. I thought that was weird. I was like, what they gonna do for 2 hours tomorrow though? I'm just saying, like, what they gonna do? What you gonna do for the 2 hours on the next show though? I need to know what you gonna do for 2 hours on the next show because I already knew the show was 2 hours, and so I'm like, what y'all gonna do though? Like, is it gonna be a 2 hour Iron Man match or what? Like, what y'all doing? Like, what y'all doing? I need to know.
They should have done that. They should have done that. 2 hour Iron match. Moving on to night 2, we open up with an NXT Tag Team Championship match. We got Mustache Mountain versus the Undisputed Era. Pretty good match. I was actually really surprised that with the outcome. I figured since British Strong Style won the night before that Undisputed Era would retain. But plus I didn't see Undisputed Era dropping the titles here. I don't know. And also I don't think it's fair for Bobby Fish because like, I mean he didn't, I think, do we need a recount? No, we don't. I'm happy Mustache Mountain won. But like I said, I was just surprised that they had him drop the titles here, and that especially with British Strong Style winning last night or the night before, that it was just weird to me. DJ.
Yeah, I think the definitely a good match, but I think, like you said, my focus is on the outcome. I was surprised. I remember watching it, and I was like, "What?" Like I remember watching it, and I was still surprised. I think I heard about the outcome of this match from somebody, probably Justin. I think I heard, about the outcome of this match, but I forgot. For some reason, I'm really good at forgetting spoilers. People tell me spoilers, and I'm like, crap, why'd you tell me? And then I watched the match. I'm like, what? So I'm like, I knew that, but I forgot. And then, so sometimes I don't know. It's kind of a good thing. But I was just surprised. Like I was just surprised Mustache Mountain won. I'm glad they did. I'm fine with them winning, but I was surprised out, and it makes you wonder about what they're gonna do with the belts. Are they gonna kind of just go back and forth between the two brands, or how does that work now? Because these are the NXT tag team titles. It's not like the NXT UK tag team titles or anything like that. So I wonder what that's gonna mean. If that's gonna mean they bounce back and forth between brands, kind of like Raw and SmackDown. But on the NXT level, or they stay with NXT for a little bit and then move over after they lose the title. So I don't know, or maybe they just win the titles for just this shock and awe factor, and then they give them back here soon at the next takeover or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. But next, NXT UK Commissioner Johnny Saint announces that there will be a triple threat match between Flash Morgan Webster, Travis Banks, and Mark Andrews for the UK Championship #1 contendership. So that was kind of cool. I'm sure that was more filler for the night. But I was definitely excited for that match coming up. Then we had another women's match, which was cool. We had Killer Kelly again versus Charlie Morgan this time. I don't know too much about either of these two, but they definitely, piqued my interest, and I definitely want to see more of them in the ring. again. I thought the match was pretty good. I don't think it was one of the best matches of the night, but it was definitely good. Charlie Morgan won. Kelly just can't get the wins. Like she lost last night. Like
She ain't nothing like the Finns, man.
like she just a jobber. I feel like she's just a jobber. TJ.
Yeah, this is a good match and a good spot to put it in. To kind of because this was kind of like a somewhat of a preview type show to I guess NXT UK to kind of show off some of the talent, show off some of the especially the women because like that's one thing I think that could get lost in a secondary like NXT type of a show is the women. Not that they get lost on normal NXT, but like how many do they have on the roster and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool to see this type of a match. Showcasing some of the women that are going to be on the show. So I was excited. I'm excited to see what the women's division is going to look like when they finally launch it.
Yeah. Next, we had the UK Championship #1 contenders triple threat: Flash, Mark Andrews, Travis Banks, and Flash Morgan Webster. Johnny Satan comes out and makes this a fatal four-way, adding the returning Noam Dar with the beautiful Alicia Fox. Oh wait, no, she went there. I wish that would have been great. Definitely excited that Noam Dar, returned and was added to this match. I'm not saying that I haven't watched in a while and I didn't realize that he was gone for 6 months, but like, I was still surprised.
I think because he got injured right after that Alicia Fox thing, didn't he? Right after the breakup, I think he was about to start like a singles run, and then, well, I mean, technically it's always a singles run, but I don't know. Like I guess I didn't realize it either. Like so I was sitting there like, oh, well okay.
But this was definitely, at least for me, one of, if not the best non-tournament match that they had. Again, really predictable. Noam Dar won. So yeah. But after the match, Joe Coffey and his brother Mark Coffey come out and attack Banks and Andrews. So that again, starts feuds there. DJ, thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I like you said, very predictable, but at the same time, I was excited to see Noam Dar back. I mean, it'd been a long. I mean, it'd been probably at least 6 months since I'd seen him anyway. So, like either way, I think I was excited to see him. I'm excited for the now that he's #1 contender for a match with Pete Dunne, which he could win because Pete Dunne's had the title for a nice little bit now. So, I kind of adds to it too because if one of the newer guys win, you expect Pete Dunne to retain. So I think this kind of gives a little bit of an added flair to it. I wonder if they're gonna have takeovers too. Man, do we need do we like I love NXT takeovers, but do we need more takeovers? Man.
Yes. Yes, we do.
You just get rid of the WWE, the main roster pay-per-views, only do takeovers.
We don't need those. Unless they like do the takeovers together.
Yeah, they could do like a 3-hour type thing. Apparently they're moving the takeovers up to 7 anyway.
Yeah.
What I heard.
They could do that. Next, we had the NXT North American Championship match. I was like, wait a minute, this is the UK title tournament. What's this title? America got in there somehow.
And then I was like, well, when Wolfgang become a North American though? I just need to know. I'm just wondering.
I was like, first of all, Wolfgang from Scotland, and also when he become #1 contender. Did I miss that match? Did I miss that?
Is this the Grand Championship?
It's WWE's version of the Grand Championship. Good match. I liked it. But with the tag titles changing hands, I knew you know, Adam Cole was gonna retain. Like it was like predictable. Adam Cole wins and retains. So Wolfgang still doesn't get to win anything ever. Like, I mean, we like Wolfgang. He's a good guy. Like, why he losing all the time? DJ?
Yeah, I thought it was just predictable because Wolfgang's not from the North America. Like he like I mean that's like a Canadian winning the New Japan US top. Oh wait, so, no, that's not like that. Never mind. Never mind. It's not like that. That was a Kenny Omega joke for anyone of you who didn't get it. But anyway, I definitely thought it was a good match. I like Wolfgang. I like Wolfgang a lot. Obviously, I like Adam Cole, baby. I love me some Adam Cole. But I thought it was predictable too. I'm not surprised that the North American guy retained the North American guy.
And we had Velveteen Dream and EC3 versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. I was like, wait, what?
Same. I'm sitting there like I know I ain't watching NXT in a couple weeks, but hold up. Wait.
Well, the night before, like night one, they showed Aleister Black and Ricochet in the crowd, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm like, yeah. Wait, what? DJ, your boy in this match. Talk about this match. I don't
have many thoughts on this match. It was good. I just was confused. I was like, why are these people teaming up? Why they in a match? Ain't none of these people UK in except for Aleister. Like I'm just saying, he the one holding up the UK staple right now. Like that's about it. Like they just got to get him in. You know, they just got to get him around this tournament. Last year he was there. This year it's tradition. It's tradition, and I understand that.
Like he ain't even from the UK though. He wrestled in ICW, but like that's about it. Like
it's tradition. I mean, what he gonna be next year? Because last year he hadn't even debuted yet. This year he the champion. So next year he gonna be like number one in the world or something. Like
he is. And we get the NXT Women's Championship match: Toni Storm versus Shayna Baszler. I'm glad they had Toni challenge for the title instead of one of the lesser known competitors. It makes Shayna's challenger look like they have a chance, even though we knew Shayna was gonna win. Like let's be honest. Let's be honest. Shayna won. Shayna retained. After the match, Shayna runs back in the ring and attacks Toni again. Typical heel stuff. But I liked it. Maybe that'll be kind of the next feud that they have. But DJ?
Yeah, I'm wondering about that attack too at the end. Because I just don't know. I would assume Toni Storm would be on the UK roster, just because she was kind of involved somewhat. I don't know if she's UKian either. I don't know right offhand. I can't remember where she's from. I'm assuming she's UKian, but she not. Oh, well, she was here, so I was like,
she from. I think her and Travis Banks are both from New Zealand. I think.
What Travis Banks in it? Anyway, I don't understand. Like,
it's because he live in the UK now. Like he.
Oh, okay.
In his video package that you didn't watch.
True, you right. Yeah. Anyway, I watched some of them because I wanted to know who people was, but that don't mean I paid attention to them. I just watched them. I just had my eyes on the screen. But I like Shayna Baszler, attacking the ankle instead of the usually the arm that she attacked the ankle this time. I thought that was good. But obviously Shayna Baszler was going to win this match. I was kind of bored by this match. I don't know what it was, but I was sitting there like for real, and I don't get bored by Shayna Baszler very often. I don't think it was even her. I don't know what it was. It was just off. It was something that
I think for me, what bored me was like especially in night two, the non-tournament matches. Like, I want to watch the UK tournament for the tournament, not for the takeover.
Yeah. Like it just didn't, and it wasn't like it was like matches that like made sense either. It was just like, hey, here's a match because we got 2 hours worth of programming to fill.
See,
yay! No.
What I think they should have done is have it just be one night. You know, do the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, and then have the NXT Championship match be on the next takeover. It would have made more sense.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I was just bored by this match. I like Tony Storm and I like Shayna Baszler, but
Yeah, it wasn't. Moving on. Uh, we got the United Kingdom Championship match: Zack Gibson versus Pete Dunne. Um, even with the kind of overage or the I can't even read what I wrote. Even with the average kind of WWE fan, probably not really knowing Zack Gibson. I knew him a little bit. Like I've seen a couple of his matches and on YouTube and whatever. But with the average fan not knowing Gibson, I think you know he was one of the best choices to face Pete Dunne. I think they kind of fit well together and works well together in this match, more so than I think a lot of the other guys would have. Um, but putting two brawlers like these two in a match together usually guarantees an intense, hard hitting match, which is always a good thing. So I definitely liked it. Again, I wasn't surprised that Pete Dunne retained. Um, but it definitely kind of shows you what that Gibson brings to the table. Kind of gets you more excited to see him more in the UK show coming up. But I thought it was definitely a good match. DJ.
yeah, I agree. I thought it was good. Not a huge fan of Zack Gibson yet. He'll probably grow on me. But as of right now, not a huge fan of Zack Gibson. But I think like you said, I think there was a good fit here, or maybe a heel Joe Coffey would have been a good fit here. But I don't know. Other than that, it was good. There was some good false finishes in this match. There was some good kind of like, oh my God, he's gonna win. They did a good job telling that story of Gibson could win, even though he's been through this entire tournament, type thing, and he's been through 4 matches, and Pete Dunne's wrestled one before. Wrestled one the night before, but they did a good job of. I don't know if he really felt like he was fatigued though. I don't know if they told that story very well or not. I can't really remember right offhand, but that's a story you expect, especially after a tournament and you got a title match too. You would expect like him to be like just exhausted, just struggling. But I don't think he ever really was, which was kind of weird. But I'm glad Pete Dunne won. I feel like Pete Dunne's gonna lose here soon to somebody. I don't think it's gonna be Noam Dar, but it could be. But I don't think it will be. But I think he's gonna lose here soon. I just don't know. Then to a certain degree, I don't know to who. Who would he lose to? Who's even there yet? Like, there's not a lot of guys that have been consistently pushed. Because like even when you go back to the original the inaugural UK tournament, I should say, you had Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, but both were booked very, very strong. So when Pete Dunne came and won the title from Tyler Bate, it wasn't really a surprise because they both have been consistently booked strong week after week. So I don't know. I think that's the one thing I'm thinking about, now too, is like, I don't know if you really have that anymore. Like you got Travis Banks, but I don't really expect him to beat Pete Dunne because he was kind of booked as the big underdog the whole time. So I don't know.
I mean, in a way, I feel like Noam Dar is the only one they could, but he also hasn't really been booked strong or seriously.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But that was our sort of short. We tried to make it short. We never. We always fail at that. Review of the 2018 WWE UK tournament. All in all, it was pretty good. Could have been better in certain areas, but you know, you get what you get. Um, be sure to tune in. I think at least for Impact, we'll have that back in the lineup again. We're still working on getting back to NXT and some other stuff. We got a couple, at least one discussion coming up, probably more sometime this week. So look out for that. Follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Should have done it before, but you waited now. Got to do it now. Do it now. Do it. Do it. Share the video, like the video, all that fun stuff. And we will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh, yeah. It feels so good to say that. Haven't said that in a while. Feels so good. Feels so good. Bye.